What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here, joined by Dilly Vanilli. We are here for your NFL Week 2 2017 pregame live chat. We're here for NFL AM here on Sunday, and we're just going to be here talking about the games, pretty chill, just whatever you guys have in the live chat. We'll answer your questions, whether it's fantasy related, betting related, just your team related, any questions about the NFL, we'll answer them. And, we'll just have fun here talking about the week one more time before the games get underway. Dylan, what are you looking forward to most about week number 2?
Well, week number 2, you see all the kinks kind of go away from week 1, and we get to see some teams be stronger and some teams bounce back. There's some pretty good games today. I think that'll be interesting to listen to and watch. You have the Patriots maybe coming back. We'll see if they can do well this week against one of the worst defenses in the league. It's a good late afternoon game with the Cowboys and Broncos. Eagles, Chiefs. I would have said Vikings, Steelers had it not been for Sam Bradford being out.
And if you don't know, Sam Bradford's out.
Yeah, there you go. So don't start him in your fantasy league. Case Keenum is the starter, so don't start him either. Packers, Falcons. That's going to be a good Sunday Night Football. So, there's a lot of good games week 2. The sequel to week 1 should be an interesting week.
Do we want to go over our picks?
Yeah, sure. That's fine.
Okay, so first off, before we do that, I'll let you know what I'm excited for this week. Right. I'm excited for, of course, to see what the Patriots do to adjust to last week. It wasn't a good opener. And, we obviously everyone expected this team to be very good. So hopefully they get back on the right path this week against the Saints. Good news for the Patriots is that apparently it's a very Patriot pro crowd in New Orleans. So that will be interesting. But that's the biggest storyline for me, of course, being a Patriots fan. I think, that Vikings-Steelers game was a big game until Sam Bradford went down. I was really excited for that one. I'm interested to also see how the Chiefs take that momentum into week 2. Some teams, they kind of are riding such a high that they fall off, or will the Chiefs kind of just stay the way that they can and play great week 2 against the Eagles, because that's a tough matchup. Some other great games. I think the Cowboys-Broncos will be a really good game. I'm looking forward to that. And, how the Cowboys offense plays in Denver. Of course, the Sunday nighter, like you brought up. And then hopefully on Monday night, we get to see a better form of the Giants, because I don't want to sit through another Giants game like it was on Sunday night with Eli and that offensive line. So hopefully Odell Beckham comes back and plays. There he is.
We're joined by Kev.
I do the traditional run-in.
Well, yes. What's up, Kev? What are you looking forward to most in week number 2?
Well, first of all, I'd like to congratulate me on already being at 0-1 in the SF season because Sam Bradford is out. Congratulations.
5 stars. 5 stars. You also tweeted minutes before we got into here.
And you know what's funny, Kev? Can I throw? We were just gonna go over our picks. You know what's funny? I'm gonna throw some shade at Dilly Vanilli right now.
Okay.
This guy wants to change his Vikings pick after he told me. Do you remember this? He told me on the pick show, you cannot change your pick from the Giants.
I never said
that.
What I said was I need a definitive answer.
To defend your pick was if Beckham's playing, I'm picking the Giants.
But then he made me force my hand, so I had to pick Beckham.
I had to put it on paper. Yes. I had to put it on paper. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We should put this as a tweet poll. Are we allowed to change picks?
It's one pick.
I'm going to stick. I own it. I picked the Vikings, so I will own it. Then I'm already at 0-1.
Hey, Case Keenum's a baller, bro.
All right, fine.
Yeah, that's because the Rams.
If Kev is going to keep it, I will keep it. Just in the same way that Mitch will keep his Giants pick. So we will.
Ivan says, can you see the Chiefs falling off since they lost Eric Berry? I think it will definitely hurt them. Of course, he's their best player, in my opinion, and he's their biggest leader too. So that definitely hurts them. And he kind of gives them that guy that can shut down tight ends by himself. So that that impacts the entire defense. So obviously I think that they're going to take a big hit, both in the leadership department and on the field. But I don't think that's going to derail them to the point of like being a team that misses the playoffs. Like I still think they're a very good playoff team. They obviously showed that in week 1. And especially if Alex Smith continues to play the way he did in week 1, they should be fine. But that's going to hurt against good offenses for sure and good tight ends. What do you guys think about that?
I think it'll definitely be a loss for them, but I don't see it as such a big drastic move like David Johnson for the Cardinals or something like that. I mean, Eric Berry's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I think he's obviously one of their best players, but you saw how they were so strong during that game against the Patriots. I know it'll hurt them in some way, but I still see this defense as one of the best in the league, even without him being there. And it might hurt in some departments, but I still think they'll be all right.
The question is, do you think we're overestimating the Chiefs' defense without him? Like, because we've seen free safeties, for example, like Earl Thomas go down, and it's completely changed the team. So, Kev,
that was going to be my point. I think the free safety position is top 3 in important positions on defense. Like they have a great front 7, and they have really strong corners, but like a really strong free safety just takes away so much that allows you to do a lot of different things on defense. And I think it is going to hurt the Chiefs. Does it mean that I'm not going to pick they're out of the playoffs? Not necessarily, no, but it is going to be a sting. I will tell you my hunch right now is I picked the Chiefs to defeat the Eagles, and I have a bad feeling about that as of right now, 9:15 Pacific time. So I'm 0-2 already. I'm 0-2 already.
No, I don't want that one. I don't. No. I need that one.
Arian says, Mitch, long time no speak. What's going on, Arian? Hope you're doing well, buddy. He says, how are my Packers? You don't even watch the games. How are my Packers? They play tonight against the Falcons, which will be a good game. So if you want to watch a good game, tune into the Atlanta Green Bay game, and you'll enjoy it.
NBC, tune in.
They are 1-0 though. What else?
Killing Boys says Tom Brady for 383 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 1 interception. Man,
in the first quarter,
I'm gonna go bold here. Brady is going to throw 5 touchdowns today.
It would help my fantasy football teams, considering he threw for nothing last week. So come on,
hey, at
Tom.
least he didn't throw a pick. At least he didn't Andy Dalton you. Where again, no. I'll pull this stat up for you guys. If you would have started Andrew Luck in week 1, you would have had more points than Andy Dalton.
Actually, I think somebody in our fantasy draft picked. I think it was Katana. I think he drafted Andrew Luck, didn't know he was hurt, and then picked up Andy Dalton and started him.
Bro, my team's screwed in our bottom line view league. My team's screwed. Because it's a 16-team league, I had first pick. I picked David Johnson. He's out.
And then you got Cameron Meredith,
I can't pick anyone out. And I lost Cameron Meredith. So I can't pick anyone up. You look at the free agency, it's like freaking like
goofballs.
Nobody. And I have freaking Andy Dalton. I'm done. I got nothing. That's my worst team by far. I don't remember the last time I was out by week 2, but I'm out.
Speaking of fantasy.
Yeah.
So for us Beckham owners out here.
Yeah. Like me, I own Beckham in a keeper league.
What are you doing? Are you gonna hold on?
Well, the thing is, I've read the most recent report, and it says that they are. What was it? They are.
They're expecting him to play.
They're expecting him to play, but it wasn't like they're expecting him to play. The way they said it was like.
I have to pull up Schefter's tweet.
I don't know. I don't know exact wording, but it seems like he's probably going to push it and play in that league. I think I have him. I might have him in 2 leagues. I'm in so many leagues, but I think in 1 league I have Marvin Jones. So in that case, I can start him as like a backup option. But I have other better options on my bench that I could start. What was it, Dylan?
Oh, I'm pulling it up right now.
Oh, okay. So my suggestion would be if you can get Sterling Shepard. Or, somebody like that, specifically Sterling Shepard would be the best option. and start him and wait, then that's the best option. If you have no options to wait, then maybe just start a guy on your bench.
Here's Adam Schefter's tweet. He says, Giants believe there's a good chance Odell Beckham will play, but caution is still up in the air. So basically, nothing gets resolved.
I have Marvin Jones on my bench. I dropped Sterling Shepard for someone else. I think I dropped him for Chris Hogan.
Okay.
So,
I need to check my fantasy team. I benched Kenny Britt this week.
That's probably what I do then, Kev, because it says that he's likely to play, so I would probably wait it out. Like last week, it was a lot more doubtful. So
yeah.
But at the same time, I just plugged in Adam Thielen, who got like 160 yards last week. So what's up, Kev?
Would you play Chris Hogan this week?
I would.
Over Keenan Allen?
Oh
no, I would play Keenan Allen.
No, you gotta play Keenan.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
Yeah. Travis Benjamin against Miami or Kenny Britt versus Baltimore.
Kenny Britt versus Baltimore or who?
Travis Benjamin.
I would go Travis Benjamin.
I like this Travis Benjamin.
All right, good, because I got him. I picked him up in our bottom line view league, so he's my flex this week.
You don't play me, right? No, I play Kev.
I don't know who I play.
Nice win, Kev.
I honestly don't know who I play this week. Oh, Falcons Fury.
Don't you?
Falcons Fury. I'm gonna play. I believe I play Mitch next week. I believe.
Let's get back to these comments. Ivan says thoughts on Blake Bortles in week number 1.
He didn't throw any interceptions.
He managed the game. Managed the game, but did he really win it? No. He managed the game. I'll respect him that he didn't throw any interceptions, and he didn't lose the Jags the game, which is exactly what they wanted to do. But if you watch that game, they actually managed it to the point where they made it so that Blake Bortles wasn't even in the game plan. Like, he threw the ball less than 20 times. Right?
21.
Okay, 21 times. He completed 13.
11.
11. Okay. So, yeah. He didn't have much impact on the game. They're going to run it until they can't run it. And then when they have to throw it, they'll throw it. But only when they have to throw it, they'll throw it. They'll rely on their defense. And as long as Blake Bortles doesn't do anything stupid, they're okay with him. So that's my thoughts. Doesn't make him great. But, yeah.
Let's throw it on the ground, guys. That's my throws. Yeah, just target him at your feet.
They may bring back the Wildcat.
I like the Wildcat.
The Wildcat on the Jaguars? That would be dope.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would be great. Hey, Killing Boy says Saxonville looked good, but Blake concerns me and Allen Robinson's out. I'm still high on them because they got Allen Hurns.
Look out. Can I say this before Dylan talks about it? Look out for Marquise Lee. Okay, Dylan, go ahead.
USC boy. I think obviously Blake is terrible, but if you get 10 sacks on an NFL team, I'm kind of looking out for you on defense. I know they have a terrible offensive line in Houston, but still, that defense is solid. But Allen Robinson being out is going to be very hard for them, very difficult. All because Blake Bortles doesn't know how to throw an accurate pass.
Yeah, it's going to hurt, of course, but this team's going to go as far as their defense lets them go. Maybe Allen Robinson would make a couple plays here and there that would be the difference offensively, but like I said, their game plan is to win with defense and to run it down your throat, and that's the way they're going to win most games. They're not going to try and pass against anyone, to be honest with you. They're not going to go into one single week trying to pass the ball against anyone. They're only going to have to do it through necessity, and because the fact that their defense is that strong and is top 3, top 5, maybe even first, depending on how they keep playing. They probably were the best in week 1. Well, we'll see, but if this defense keeps them in games that much that where they don't have to be forced to pass the ball as much as other teams, then they're going to be competitive in every game.
Yeah.
This is a must-win game. Huge, but I would argue this is a pretty must-win game for Tennessee, though. They did not look that. They did not look that good against Oakland, and you're going to drop 0-2. Jacksonville wins are 2-0. Can you believe that? If Jacksonville wins, they're 2-0 first in that division.
And then look at the rest of the teams in that division, right? Tennessee is there, right? Houston is terrible. We've seen that from the last 2 games. And then the Colts are fucking nothing. So, like, the Jacksonville could win this division.
Yeah.
If they beat the Titans.
And they'll have – if Jacksonville wins this game, they have 2 division wins to start the year, which is
That's ridiculous.
Which is a good 2-0.
And
that's an advantageous.
Even though you could argue those 2 wins are against teams that aren't very good.
Well, the Titans are good.
Are they, though?
I mean, they should be.
What I'm talking about is in terms of later in the season.
Based off our projection, they're supposed to be good, but are they really?
No, but what I'm saying, Mitch, is based on it's like forget if they're good or not. But
based off if they need to win their division.
2 wins with the division opponent, that's good. Like when you're having a little bit of an advantage, right? So that forces Houston and Tennessee to win they must beat Jacksonville next time they face them.
Arian says, bro, much respect for doing the show from your dorm. Thank you, Arian. Yeah, appreciate that. I'm trying my best over here. We went through some struggles with the lag, but I think it's been good the last couple of videos. I've kind of toned down the bandwidth, so it should be okay.
They have internet in Toronto then? It is official. We can confirm that.
Yes, they have it. It's not, in the dorm when 100 different people or hundreds of people are using it, it's not like the greatest thing ever, but yeah. Ivan already said that. What else? Big Ben says Cowboys Broncos picks.
Well, both of these. Wait, I don't know who. Somebody agreed with me. I believe it was Kev. I picked the Cowboys.
So did I.
Okay, yeah, it was Kev.
Me and Adam picked the Broncos.
Yeah, you, Adam, and I believe Anthony did too.
Yeah. You want to go over why we picked each team?
Yeah, that's fine. For the Cowboys, I picked them because I think, there's certainly some good things for both teams going into this game. Some matchups that are going to be interesting to watch. I think that defense of the Cowboys is going to be scarily underestimated. But for the offense, I think with Zeke, I think he'll have an impressive game. I think some receivers are look out forward to. Dez needs to have a bigger game. It'll be interesting to see him match up against is he matched up against Harris? I don't know who exactly he is.
Dez?
Yes.
Dez would be matched up with Talib most likely because size, and then Harris will take Beasley because he's more of a slot guy.
Yeah. So there's some interesting matchups right off the top. I think it might come down to the Broncos offense versus the Cowboys defense, honestly, because I think the offense of the Cowboys versus the Broncos defense will kind of clash with each other. So it'll be interesting to see how the Broncos offense tries to get it done. But I think the Cowboys are just a little bit stronger. And even though they're playing in Denver, which will be the biggest strength for Denver, I think the Cowboys just have a little bit more in them to win this game.
To me, I really liked what I saw from the Broncos for the first 3.5 quarters against the Chargers, and their defense looks great. But I felt that ultimately, although the Broncos won, I felt like the Chargers had a more athletes, and I think that's probably the difference for me in terms of offense today. I think that the Broncos will be able, or the Cowboys will be able to do enough running the ball and spreading it around, and Prescott is going to cause enough problems for them to win that I don't think that the Broncos offense can do that. Like, I like Trevor Siemian and I like the Broncos offense, but not this week against Dallas. I feel like Dallas has just a little bit of an edge.
I picked the Broncos just because I really like their defense. They're at home, and that's always a tough place to play, as speaking from a Patriots fan perspective. Chris Harris, Aqib Talib, I like those matchups against the 2 top targets of the Cowboys. I think that if the Cowboys are going to move the ball, which they will at times in this game, it's going to be running the ball. But I think the Broncos did improve in that area through some offseason pickups. Like last year, they weren't good in that category, but this year I think they've improved a little bit, and I saw that against the Chargers. Offensively, Trevor Siemian is definitely impressed in week 1, and I think that Chargers defense is just as good, if not more talented than the Cowboys. It will be interesting to see how the Cowboys travel defensively and see if they can get that same pass rush. If they can get that pass rush against the Broncos, which they could because the Broncos offensive line is probably their weakness of their offense, then we're talking a different story and the Cowboys have a good chance to win. But if Trevor Siemian has some time to hit those receivers, Sanders and Thomas should have some good matchups on the outside. I mean, then it's going to be tough for the Cowboys. But I think this is going to be an interesting game. It will be close, probably go down to the wire. But I just look at the Broncos at home. It's too tough. So that's just one of those losses for me for the Cowboys.
I see this game as the Cowboys-Steelers game of last year. That's how I see it. You guys
but the thing about the Steelers is they had a better offense, but they don't have that defense.
Well, I think that's how they equal. I think that goes, that kind of equals it out.
But then the thing about the Cowboys is I feel like they're better against teams with good offenses because they can control the game. You know what I mean?
Well, then I think they're going to control the defensive front. That's why I'm saying the Broncos offense versus the Cowboys defense will be the more interesting thing to see, because it'll be interesting to see how the Broncos compare and try to outmatch the defense. That's how I feel, because I think the offense of the Cowboys and the Broncos defense will be very. I think
to sum it up, I think the most important part of the game will be the run game for both teams. Like if the Cowboys can run the way, say, the Raiders did on the Broncos last year, and if the Broncos can run even the way they did against the Chargers, then I think, either way, if the Broncos can run the way they did against Chargers, they'll probably win. And if the Cowboys can run the way they did maybe even against the Giants last week, even though it wasn't pretty, they could probably win this game. Like that, I think that's probably the biggest component of this game.
Mm-hmm. Could be.
Let's look at the live chat again.
I got it here. Who should I start, Adam Thielen or Kelvin Benjamin? The answer is who's Carolina playing?
Carolina's playing the Bills.
I would pick Kelvin Benjamin. I wouldn't start Adam only because he's playing against the Steelers.
I wouldn't start Adam because he has Case Keenum. I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe him being the slot receiver means that Case will throw him the ball a lot because it's like the easy guy to throw to. But I'm not quite sure. I'm just not sold on that situation right now with Sam Bradford being out. So I'd start Kelvin Benjamin. I think he has a bounce back week this week against the Bills. I think that game will still be low scoring, but I think he has one of the advantages on the outside to win that matchup. So I'd go with Benjamin.
All the best to Christian McCaffrey making his first start on the Kevil fantasy football team.
Hello, McCaffrey. White. There you go. Got some white people in here.
What other things we got?
Killen Boy says Philip Rivers will have a great game today. A great game. Yes, against the Miami Dolphins.
He had a good game last week. This week I put him as a start in the start and said, by the way, thanks guys for the support. Good stuff. I think he'll have a great game as well. I think the Chargers will pull it out in a high scoring game.
Everybody's loving that start and sit him. That's good shit. Big Ben says Broncos because they will have the loud crowd in home field, and Von Miller will probably do pretty good. That home field crowd will definitely help him. Ivan had 2 predictions, but these are crazy predictions. Ivan Flores, Patriots win 42-38. Tom, 500 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Did he change his prediction, or was that someone else?
I think it was somebody else. But then he says Drew Brees will have 463 yards and 4 touchdowns.
How about this?
So the crazy.
I'm gonna predict that Drew Brees throws for less than 300 yards.
I bet.
I'll bet.
I'll bet you on that one.
Okay. How about less than 300 yards is sketchy because they could be coming back and throwing it. So how about less than 3 touchdowns?
That one's a little sketchy.
We'll put the number at 2.5. So if it's over 2.5, you win. If it's less 2.5, I win.
I would go 2. I don't think Brees will score. I think 2 touchdowns is possible.
I'm saying bounce back performance for my Patriots. That's what I'm saying. We'll go 325 yards. How does that sound?
325. What happened to 300?
Well, it's because I don't know. Because yards is sketchy. Like
the yards is very sketchy. If you go to 300, I'll agree on it.
What's the bet?
I don't know. Depends on how much you want to bet. I don't know how much I would be willing to pay for this one though, because that's difficult.
How about $9, Drew Brees?
$9. Okay.
$9 Canadian dollars are on the line here between.
Okay, so $7. No,
I already got too much money on other bets this week. I can't do this shit.
All right, $9 we'll bet on. There you go, guys. There's our bet for the week. Killing Boy says, this is terrible. Cam Newton will have 156 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 picks. I feel Panthers are not as good as people think.
I think Cam is not as good as people think.
Yeah.
By the way, he was second. He was second on my most overrated list.
Woo!
But
yeah,
I watched him last week, and he was so inaccurate. It was really bad.
He was awful. I don't even understand how that's possible.
Still think the Panthers will win because I believe in that defense this year, but I'm not sure about Cam.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be very good. Killing Boy says Drew will get sacked at least 5 times.
Then how is he going to throw for that many yards?
Now that bet I'll take. That ain't gonna happen.
This is like a Madden game where like everybody's
getting stats here.
Crazy stat.
Hey, bro. I mean, he's predicting almost 1,000 yards in the air. That's amazing.
And 5 sacks.
And 9 throwing touchdowns. Ivan says, can you see the Browns being better than the Bengals? If the Bengals continue to play like they have played in the last 2 weeks, absolutely.
The Bengals are like 5 times more talented, but they're worse. That makes sense.
Last time a team didn't score a touchdown in their first 2 games was the 2005 Rams, and they went 1-15 that year. So the Bengals keep doing what they're doing here. There's no doubt the Browns will be better, and the Browns will only probably have 4 more wins than the Bengals if that's 1-15 to 5-11. So
yeah.
Big Ben says he's having a hard time picking between the Chiefs and the Eagles. Big Ben, shouldn't you be focused on your game against the Vikings today?
No, he's gonna rest. He's gonna rest up the injury that he hasn't told.
25 minutes.
Are they playing at 20?
This is the problem with Big Ben, Mitch. He thinks about other things. Like he goes on the bottom line view 25 minutes before a game. How unprofessional.
No, I like this guy. The answer, I picked the Chiefs. I know some of us are questioning that because of Eric Berry, but I just think that defense is going to be stopping whatever the Eagles bring to the table. I like what Carson Wentz brought last week. That was a very impressive performance, but it was against the Redskins that aren't, quite honestly, one of the greatest defenses in the world. And you're going from there to playing. They're playing in Kansas City.
The one thing I will say, though, is Alshon Jeffrey didn't have a great game last week.
No, he only got 3 receptions.
That was thanks to Josh Norman.
And I mean he's
playing Marcus Peters this week most likely. So
I know he's going to have I know he's got Marcus Peters, but
the thing about Marcus Peters though is he only stays on one side.
Yeah, he's a Sherman. Yeah, so you move Jeffrey around. I don't know. I'm having I have a bad feeling. I don't know.
A bad feeling about what, the Chiefs or Alshon Jeffrey?
Yeah, I have a bad feeling about the Chiefs this week. Just do.
I think that the Chiefs will win. I think it will be pretty close though. Yeah. I do think it will. I was thinking about the 5.5 point spread, but I'm not confident about it. So that means I probably think it's going to be within that. I look at the Eagles defensive line, and it's one of the tops in the league. They dominated last week against Washington, which has a pretty good offensive line. I think they could do that again. And if they slow down the Chiefs running game, that takes away like the whole component of what they do offensively. As long as they don't let Tyreek Hill get behind them, which is going to be tough without Darby, I think the Eagles will have a competitive chance in this game. I don't like the matchup, though, for the Eagles offense versus the Chiefs defense. I think the Chiefs defense – I think this will be a defensive game, to sum it up. But I think it will be close in that regard, though.
That front 7 could bring trouble for the Chiefs, like the Eagles' front 7 defense.
I just think like Carson Wentz last week when I watched that game, he made all the plays. Like when he would like escape a tackle or a sack and then move to the right and throw the ball. Like I just don't think that's going to happen against the Chiefs.
No, I think it'll be too much for him. Killing Boys, another crazy prediction. Le'Veon Bell, 259 yards and 4 touchdowns.
I'll predict that Le'Veon Bell has less than 100 yards in this game.
Too high.
Yeah,
Cowboys will have more yards than Le'Veon Bell this week.
I will. The only reason, there's two reasons I'm not taking that bet. One, because it's the Vikings defense, and two, he didn't do shit against the Browns last week, so I'm not going to trust him against the Vikings. So I'm going to agree with you there. But he says the reason he's doing these predictions is because he's betting on these players. So,
Do you want to hear my bets, guys?
What's your bets?
Okay, I have a lot this week.
Oh.
Well, it's like 2 cards basically, right?
Okay.
So I have New England -7.
Yep.
Arizona -6.5 on one of them.
I would take that. Yeah.
My second one is Baltimore -7.5. New England money line, so they just have to win. I went with the safe one.
Okay.
Oakland -13.5 and Detroit +3.
Wow, the Oakland one. I mean, yeah, I think
It's a lot of points, but like, how are the Jets gonna win that? Like, how are the Jets even gonna be close in that game?
I don't know. Just what was the last one? You said Detroit. Oh, +3.
Detroit +3.
I would take that as well. Yeah. I might start getting into it, but it's like the websites are international, so the credit cards are like, nah, you can't.
You have like probably a million sites in.
Yeah, you've got a million sites like near you.
I'm just trying to figure out the right one. I don't want to be scammed.
Look it up on YouTube. Be like top betting sites for NFL.
I might get into it. I don't know.
And then you'll see Kev Oll's site will pop right up.
Kev Oll.
Yeah, exactly.
Kev Oll's a secret bookie. Look at him.
Right.
Mr. Mike 307 says, I think the Chiefs will roll 28-17. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think we should go over our picks this week, like our full picks this week.
All right. And then we'll get off, or
yeah, I think that'll be just about right. It's 11:40
okay.
right now.
Okay, go over your picks.
Okay. For we already talked about. I mean, Texas Bengals already happened. AC's already 0-1. He picked the Bengals this week.
I picked the Texans, baby.
Everybody picked the Texans on the line except for AC. So
I'm making a comeback this week. Didn't do so great in week 1, but I have a feeling I'm making this comeback this week.
Mitch was 7-8, and the rest of us were 9-6. So there you go. Browns versus Ravens. Everybody on the chat picked the Ravens. I think it'll be interesting. Just basically, I picked them because of the defense. I think everybody else did. Bills Panthers. Everybody on the line picked Panthers. I think it's just
which could be an upset. I mean,
possible,
but I think that defense is just going to outmatch them. I think,
and it's in Carolina, so
unless if Cam Newton throws for incredibly bad numbers, I don't think they'll lose. Cardinals Colts. Everybody picked the Cardinals because the Colts are barely a peewee football team, and they're playing against another.
Wait a minute! Not everyone picked the Cardinals.
Oh yeah, wait! You picked the Colts. Why? Why did you
Jacoby
get it? Because we were all at that point in time picking the same. It was boring. Okay,
but you're wanting to lose. You're wanting to go 0-3.
We needed something to be different.
Well, we got different later on, but that's just like I don't know.
I'm sticking with it. Go Colts.
Okay. So there's Kevin's pick there. Eagles, Chiefs, everybody. Actually, no, we had a couple different ones. Oh no, everybody was the same except for AC who picked his Eagles.
We all picked the Chiefs except for AC.
I think it's just basically going to go down to the defense. It'll be interesting though. Patriots versus Saints. Kev has Patriots as his survivor pick this week. Everybody else picked the Patriots.
I like it, Kev. I like it.
That was nice. Very nice. I think it'll be the highest scoring.
Can
you explain your survivor pick?
I think that the New Orleans Saints are possibly. It's quite possible the Saints might be in the top 5 picks of the NFL draft.
Holy!
They're bad, and I think it's the other thing is I think Sean Payton is not as good of a coach as people think he is. I think his time is up. I think he should be on the hot seat. You can watch a video, cheap plug, on the bottom.
Edited by me. Edited by me or Kev.
And the Patriots will bounce back from last week, and they don't lose 2 in a row. So, when's the last time that the Patriots lost 2 in a row, Mitch?
2014. When they lost in week 3 and 4.
No.
Yeah, what? Didn't they lose 2 in a row?
They didn't lose 2 in a row. They lost week 1 and week 4.
Oh, so they were 2 and what? Didn't they go 2?
They were 2 and 2, I think, or 2 and 3. I don't know.
I don't know. I thought that was the last one, but
did they lose 2 in a row? No, not last year. 2015, they might have lost 2 in a row.
I'd have to
I think they did. Week 16, 17, and 2015. I think they might have, or in 2015 they might have lost 2 in a row, but I'm not sure. I can't put it even down. I can't put that down for sure.
That's our guess there, but that's an interesting survivor pick. I'm not allowed to pick mine, but yeah, that all goes on. Vikings versus Steelers. Me and Kev picked the Vikings before Sam Bradford was out. I guess we have to own up.
I'm sticking with it, even though I know I'm wrong.
I will also do the same because I'm an honorable man.
I got the Steelers, baby.
The rest of us, or the rest of the guys, had the Steelers because they just had insight, I guess. Bears versus Buccaneers. Everybody picked the Buccaneers because the Bears are nothing.
Even though the Bears are better than people think.
They are a better.
And they have like 1,000 injuries, so like respect.
Respect. Cameron Meredith, Kevin White cannot play a second. I mean, yeah.
Starter sit Tariq Cohen.
Well, it depends what the other options are, but I would say start.
Yeah, I would say
PPR start.
Ooh, there you go. Dolphins versus Chargers. Everybody went with the Chargers except for Anthony, who went with the Dolphins, which I'm still confused by that pick.
The Dolphins could win. He hates on my Chargers, though.
No, I just hate Jay Cutler. No, I think it's because of how much you rank the Chargers. I don't think he hates them because Chargers. I mean, I'm still gonna be shocked if they win 10 games this year. That's my prediction.
I predicted 9, squeak in the playoffs.
Oh, you predicted 9? Okay, I predicted 6. So there you go. Let's see here.
Last week. Shit.
Jets versus Raiders. Everybody picked the Raiders. This is Mitch's survivor pick. Quite simply, I don't think you could possibly lose this one. Like, I think everybody's guaranteed one victory this week, and it's this one.
I hope so.
I just don't understand. Cowboys versus Broncos. Me and Kev picked the Cowboys. The rest of the team picked the Broncos. We talked about it a little bit before, but I think this will probably be the most interesting game of the week. I feel like. Redskins
Broncos.
Yeah.
I picked the Broncos.
Yeah. I picked the Broncos. Yeah, everybody picked the Broncos. Me and Kev. I think that's the third time me and Kev were the only two to agree on.
Did Anthony pick the Broncos?
He picked the Broncos. Yes.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Anthony picked the Cowboys. Oh,
okay.
So you and AC are the only two that picked the Broncos this week. So good on Anthony. I remember that. Redskins versus Rams. Everybody picked the Redskins except for me. I went bold and picked the Rams.
It's not a bad pick, but I'm going with you like that.
You like that. It was only because of the defense. It was literally just that was my only reason. But Kirk Cousins could easily prove me wrong. 49ers versus Seahawks. This is Anthony's survivor pick as the Seahawks. The rest of us did pick the Seahawks because they're favored by 13.5 points. And I just cannot see the 49ers scoring more than 7 points this week. Dead serious.
Really going to depend a lot on what happens with Richard Sherman.
If they have freaking Kittle as their best receiver again, then no, they're not scoring shit.
Kittle! That is the boy.
I'm going to say this. I do think the Seahawks need to cover the spread this week. They'll win, no question.
And they actually have. There's like this stat where they've beaten the 49ers by an average of like 13 points like the last 4 times they played them or something like that.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So
as long as it's not the Rams, they're good in their division.
This one is not about if they win, it's how they look winning.
There you go. That's true. I think that's true. I mean, the Seahawks, they kind of had a step back last week, but they were playing a good team in the Packers. So if they don't destroy a very bad team, there you go. Packers versus Falcons. Me and Mitch went with the Falcons. The rest of the team went with the Packers. I think this will be interesting just based on circumstances and how they're going to adjust to certain things about it, but it'll be interesting. And then Lions, Giants. Myself, AC, and Kev picked the Lions. Mitch and Anthony went with the Giants. I have no idea how to expect that game tomorrow. If OBJ plays, which
I just said, if OBJ plays, they need to win this game. That's why I did it. They need to win this game. It's at home, and if OBJ plays, I'm confident. But if he doesn't, then the Lions will win. 100%.
So if they lose, and he's playing, does that show how bad this team really is?
I think it shows how bad Eli is. I was talking to a Giants fan, and I said I said I like the Giants. I don't like Eli.
I've never liked Eli.
But Eli was good at a certain point in time. He hasn't been good the last 2 years.
No, he's been very. I will still call him the most overrated quarterback of all time. He is the complete opposite of his brother. He plays terrible in the regular season, but if he squeaks away to get in the playoffs, he's great most of the time. And then Peyton's like, I'm the best regular season quarterback, MVPs, all this shit, and then he doesn't win in the Super Bowl. So
this is another one of these games, though, like the Titans-Jaguars, where I think the Giants. This is like as big of a must-win as you get early in the season. I don't think you want to go 0-2 here.
No, especially with the Cowboys and the Eagles in that division. No, I don't think you want to go 0-2 either. Okay, let's go. Mitch Mike 307 put out all his picks. He says he's got the Browns over the Ravens. Interesting.
I want to answer this question after you go.
Okay. So. He's got the Bills over the Panthers. Killing Boy says Mitch is not going to have a good year in football predictions. He's got the Colts, so he agrees with Kevo. I don't even know how that's possible. He's got the Chiefs, the Patriots,
the Colts,
the Steelers, the Buccaneers, the Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Redskins, Seahawks. Coaches in the chat says don't F with the boys. You dang right. Rams. Packers, Giants, and the Killing Boy says Matt Ryan, 53 yards. 53 yards of what?
I think the Falcons will win because of their defense, not their offense.
I also agree with that.
Let me answer this question. So I go by HP. Ask what's the best team? What's the best defense of team for today? I'll name the ones that I like this week. I'm not exactly sure about the best one, but I'll name the ones that I like. The Ravens.
Yep.
The Panthers, the Cardinals, always the Jaguars, just based off how they played last week. Kansas City, Steelers, Bucks, Raiders, Chargers, Seahawks. And that's it.
I agree with all those teams. Seahawks are going to destroy the 49ers. If you don't start the Jets or the Raiders defense and you have them, you're crazy. There's a couple other really good ones in there. The Jaguars, if they get 10 sacks again, you never bench them ever, even in their bye week.
Yeah, don't bench them. Won't bench a team after they get 10 sacks.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Cardinals, I think, will be a good defense because they're playing the Colts. They have Jacoby Brissett, bro. I mean, he's gonna show. I don't think they're gonna win because Jacoby can only bring him so much. But yeah, I think I agree with those defenses.
I'm not sure.
What does Kev think?
I don't hate those picks. I don't necessarily hate those picks, but I mean, I would understand the Colts offense is awful. I'll grant you that.
Those are the ones that I think are startable.
Yeah. And, who do you have on defense, Kev?
Who do I have on my?
No, I'm saying you're saying the Colts defense or offense is terrible, but what is their defense?
Whose defense?
Colts.
Colts defense. Well, that's hot garbage too.
The Colts are terrible regardless. Okay, can I answer this other question?
Yeah, I think I know which one you're talking
about. Sports for Life, Stephon Diggs or Randall Cobb. Yeah. I'm having the same dilemma, not with Randall Cobb, but other players. Stephon Diggs obviously was amazing last week, but Sam Bradford was at quarterback. Case Keenum is now quarterback. I don't know. I really love Stephon Diggs, but I actually think Randall Cobb's a pretty good start. So, and Randall Cobb, I think, had the most receptions on the team last week.
Yep. I think the answer is Randall only because
I just don't know what to expect from Case Keenum. Like, I want to start Stephon Diggs in his Wheel of Fortune cleats, but I can't.
Wait, what kind of cleats does he have today?
Wheel of Fortune, bro.
Yes!
Maybe I have to start him because he has Wheel of Fortune cleats.
My show, bro. Hold on. Let me get this real quick.
I'd start Diggs. Just have a hunch.
Pat say Jack.
Okay, why would you start Diggs?
I just if Keenum's going to get any offense going in the pass game, it's going to be with Stephon Diggs. He's going to be probably target number one. And probably they've had that game. If that passing game plan, they've known Bradford was going to be out for a while. This isn't a sudden surprise. So they have a game plan in place, and I think it includes Diggs.
Well, it only could have possibly been 5 days.
Yeah.
So
these cleats are amazing.
I think you're good either way, bro. But if you want to be safe, go with Cobb. If you're looking for a player that you want, like that you need to put in your lineup to possibly win the week, go with Diggs. That's my answer.
Wheel of Fortune.
Because there are certain ways to build your fantasy lineup. Sometimes you just want that safe guy like Larry Fitzgerald, and sometimes you want that Deshaun Jackson. It depends on who you have on your team. This is interesting. Tom Brady said this on Colin Kaepernick. He's certainly qualified, and I hope he gets a shot.
He does. I don't understand how the NFL is like, no. Like, he is at least a good backup on your team. At least.
Dilly, are you going to be listening to the commentary of Tony Romo today in the Patriots game?
Yes. I am going to be hanging out with my dad, so I might miss the first quarter of action of there, but I'm definitely
going to be calling out the Saints' plays, I hope, not the Patriots, because I don't think anyone can call their plays out.
He's going to have the whole playbook right here, and he's going to be like...
Imagine if he, said the actual play for the Patriots, like Z option, X drag, like, friggin' like bananas.
It's going to be... I think it'll be more interesting when he calls a Giants game, like a Cowboys-Giants game, because he'll know exactly, like, every play. It'll be like,
he will.
Bro, wide side...
But I don't think he can, because he's CBS, right? It would be Fox or an NBC game, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, so Cowboys go on CBS one time a year.
Yeah, but that wouldn't be the.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be against the Giants.
It probably wouldn't. It could still be against matchup, though.
It could have been possible against the Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't Romo and Nance were not Cowboys Broncos.
But he is calling the Thanksgiving game though, again with the Cowboys. So
who do they play?
I have to look here. I don't think it's not a division matchup. We don't ever play teams on division. Oh wait, we played the Redskins last year. What the fuck am I talking about? I think it's always mostly the Redskins.
That might be in the next Tweaks Kevol video.
Oh, we play the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, so Chargers gonna take you down, baby.
Mitch won't
shut the
hell up about that.
Let's end with this. The Chiefs are expected to listen to trade offers for quarterback Alex Smith after the season, according to Adam Schefter.
Wow, really?
They already put that out. That's amazing.
Well, first off, this guy just had like a really good game, and then the trust just went again. Like so,
yeah.
They're high on Mahomes. I'm just saying, and they should.
I am too. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed NFL Sunday Live. We have 4 minutes till game time. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go watch these Patriots. We're going to watch some football today. Kev's gonna enjoy his shellacking of the 49ers, and we're all gonna have a good time. Hope you have your fantasy lineups in. Again, Vikings owners, Sam Bradford not playing, so pay attention to that. And have fun today. Watch the games. Like the video if you have not. Subscribe if you're new and you've been watching this live stream. And come back later for Sunday Night Football. We'll have a recap of the Falcons and the Packers. Peace.
Peace.